Kara Danvers never asked to be a hero, but Earth had a way of needing them, and when its villains got stronger, its protectors had to rise to the challenge. National City, Supergirl was accustomed to threats both earthbound and alien. But rarely did the danger arrive with such devastating certainty. It appeared in the form of Raina, figure of power, purpose, and impossible rage, forged from Kryptonian science and myth. She called herself a world killer, but what she wanted was more than destruction. She wanted a new order, and she wouldn't do it alone. As reports of unusual seismic activity echoed throughout the world, it soon became clear that Rain was only the beginning. She would be followed by others. Purity, who could shatter, steel, and bone with sound alone, and Pestilence, whose toxic touch could tear through armies. Together, they were known as the Worldkillers, weapons bred for the annihilation of entire civilizations. Supergirl faced their arrival with caution and resolve. Her team Alex, Jayon, and Leno were vigilant, their headquarters a hub of frenzied preparation. Their mission was clear: find the Worldkillers, understand what makes them stronger, and stop their advance at any cost. Their first challenge came with Pestilence, hospitals flooded with patients suffering from a mysterious disease. Supergirl, immune to Kryptonian illnesses, but not to heartache, saw doctors and first responders collapse. She raced between triage tents, carrying supplies, dousing fires, and finally facing Pestilence herself. The battle was brutal and short. Pestilence was more animal than human, lashing out with claws tipped in green venom. Kara took the blows, wincing as the poison grazed her skin. With Alex's quick thinking and a sedative dart designed by Lena, Pestilence was driven off for now. Then came Purity. Purity's arrival was heralded by the sound of shattering glass and crumbling buildings. She walked through a bank vault as alarms blared, her screams splintering concrete. Supergirl arrived just in time to absorb the shock. Shielding civilians behind her, it was not a battle of fists, but will's a test of endurance. Supergirl's body trembled as she absorbed the frequency, holding back pain until it forced her to her knees. But she refused to yield. She called out to Purity's buried humanity, reminding her Samantha that there was still a person inside, struggling for control. For a moment, Purity hesitated. But the darkness within her proved stronger, and she vanished, leaving further promise of Rain's wrath. Meanwhile, Rain ravaged the city's underbelly, dispensing harsh judgment on anyone she deemed guilty. Gang leaders, corrupt CEOs, even desperate women stealing bread. She saw herself as a force of necessary destruction, a new god, ending an old era. Supergirl watched cities buckle under the Worldkillers' combined pressure. Each confrontation left her more battered, more uncertain. "We can't win this by strength alone," she confided to her allies. "There has to be another way." So they pivoted. Lena devised a serum to separate Kryptonian DNA from the human hosts inside the Worldkillers. It was a dangerous gambit. The serum had to be injected at close range in battle with no guarantee of success. When Rain, Purity, and Pestilence united atop a ruined skyscraper, Supergirl led the desperate assault. She soared through black rain, dodging sonic blasts and toxic barrages. Trading blow after blow with Rain, Purity's shriek shattered her focus, and for a moment, all seemed lost. But Alex, undaunted, drushed the field, flanking Pestilence, dart in hand. With one swift motion, she injected the serum. Pestilence staggered, her mutation reversing, and with a scream, she collapsed, human again. Seeing their comrade fall, Rain and Purity faltered. Supergirl pressed her advantage, her speech rising above the chaos. "You are not monsters. You are more than what they made you." It was her last hope. Inside Samantha, inside Julia, the suppressed humans, something broke through. Their eyes filled with tears. The Worldkillers turned on each other, confusion and pain splitting their ranks. For a heartbeat, Rain looked vulnerable. Seizing her chance, Lena remotely triggered canisters that dispersed a vaporized suppressant, weakening Rain just enough. Kara plunged forward, arms outstretched, and with all her strength and all her faith, subdued Rain. There was no triumph in her eyes, just sorrow. When the dust settled, the Worldkillers were gone. One redeemed, one broken, and Rain, at last, silent. National City would heal, but scars remained. Supergirl visited the ruins where the final battle had played out. She looked to the sky, accepting that every victory came at a price, and every villain was once a life worth saving. Responsibility, she realized, is not just about having power, it's about having hope, even when hope seems impossible. And with that, she soared into the sun, ready for whatever challenge awaited next.